This is the SIMAGIC TB-Neo handbrake. It's marketed as a budget-friendly handbrake, but comes with an impressive list of features. It's got good build quality and materials, and has a very interesting upgrade path if you so choose. So is this more than just a budget-friendly handbrake? Let's find out in my review. All right, so as mentioned, this is the SIMAGIC TB-Neo handbrake, and I will let you know right off the hop, this was sent to me for review free of charge by SIMAGIC, but no money changed hands. I don't offer affiliate links, and the words and opinions are my own. So what are we talking about here? Well, it's a handbrake. You probably guessed that already, but it comes in at 139 bucks. So for that price, you would be expecting something a little more on the value side of things, or a little more budget-friendly side of things. But I actually really like the features they packed in this. I've had a chance to play around with it a little bit already, so I'm going to break down exactly what you get with the TB-Neo. So fundamentally, what you're looking at here, this handbrake, it might look familiar, and the reason it might look familiar is because it's actually more like a pedal than a handbrake. If you recognize this shaft here, this is similar to what you see on the P1000 pedals. So what they did was basically take a pedal, and if you think of it, instead of, well, from your perspective, pulling like you would on a handbrake, if you think of it as pushing like you would on a pedal, kind of all comes together and you realize what this is. So in here they have a stack of elastomers, just the same as you would on a brake pedal on your sim racing set, and there are adjustable elastomer stacks that you can put in there depending on how you want your handbrake to feel. Now, important note here, I'm not a drifter, so I know drifters are very particular about their handbrakes. I am not. I use it to yank on when I'm going around tight corners in rally racing. That's about the only time, or maybe rally cross, but that's about the only time you would see me using a handbrake. So I am not claiming to be an expert in handbrakes, but I will give my impressions of what this TB-Neo is like, and certainly drive it and let you know. But right off the jump, first thing you notice is it's got a good weight to it, mostly metal construction up here. There's some plastic finishes down here, and then the base is metal. Okay, I thought it was plastic, but I guess just the shells here are plastic. Now, something you might be able to see, hopefully you can see this, is there's a whole bunch of bolts up here. And you might be saying, well, why didn't they just make this one assembly? Let's get into that, because that's actually quite interesting. There are actually 5 settings you can use. So myself, I like an upright handbrake, but if you like it laid down, pulling on a handbrake like you might see in a road-going car, you can actually do that with your SIMAGIC TB-Neo. So let me grab some tools, and then I will do a quick adjustment, and we'll see what this looks like when it's in its laid back position. Okay, so 30 seconds of undoing bolts later, we can tilt this. What I did was basically back these 2 plates off, and that allows the top arm to rotate, and there are set screws in the bottom, so even though it's notched and you can do micro adjustments, if you're going to use the set screw at the bottom, there are 5 positions. So there's the fully up, let's go through these one by one. The fully upright, this is the second, where is it here? That's the second position. Third. And fourth. You can lay it down how you want. Like, I could lay it down there, and then when I get it on my rig, I could pull on it, and it's more like a handbrake in a car. So very cool. As I say, I prefer mine upright. But yeah, you can set it the way you want. So it's very cool, and just takes probably less than, I don't know, 2-3 minutes to get that adjusted. And yeah, just a series of bolts, so nice and easy. And one more thing to talk about here is this elastomer stack. So as I mentioned, it's adjustable, but something else that's interesting is that you can take, of course, the whole thing out, and you can actually replace it with a hydraulic kit. Dum dum dum. If you have the money and are super particular about your handbrake, you can actually get this or you can actually opt into buying an accessory that makes this a hydraulic handbrake. And I think we're getting into the sort of extreme levels of what people expect from a handbrake. So more than what I would need, but it is a cool upgrade path and no doubt would be among the most realistic handbrakes you could probably imagine, especially getting in for $139 and then adding this on top of it. I mean, you're not going to break the bank and you get a very realistic feeling handbrake. So pretty cool. But I'm going to test it just like this, well, not like this. I'll put it back together. I'm going to keep the default elastomer stack. See if I can put this back together here. There we go. Come on, you. There we go. I'm going to keep the default elastomer stack and test it out just like this. This will be a different video probably because I don't think most people would opt into this. I think they would probably want the $140 version of the handbrake. So this is how I will test it. But yeah, and one more thing to talk about here, and I got to remember to tighten down these bolts. But the connections here at the front, there is an RJ plug there, so it can connect to your SIMAGIC wheelbase if you want. There's also a USB if you want to connect it direct to your computer, if you don't rock SIMAGIC wheelbase. And then there's power, and you can actually, if you want to just take your handbrake to the extreme and be able to tell the grandkids about this handbrake you rocked in 2026, you can actually get a vibration kit for this. You can add on the PHPR haptic kit to this, and then it'll rumble. So like when you're going around a corner, you pull the handbrake, the rear wheels start to rotate and start to sort of chatter along the road surface. You can recreate that with a SIMAGIC accessory. So again, getting into the sort of stratosphere of what most people would expect from a handbrake, but that's all possible with this TB-Neo as the base. So pretty impressive piece of kit here, and I love anything where you get in at the ground level of a upgrade path and then take it where you want it. So well done to SIMAGIC on this. All right, so let's get this on the rig and test it in game. All right, so time now to test the TB-Neo. And we're here at the ice testing grounds here in Assetto Corsa Rally. I'm not a drifter, so my abilities or my opportunities, I guess, to test the handbrake are somewhat limited, but rally is where I do most of my handbrake work. And so we're gonna see if we can manage some car control on a very difficult, very slippery surface here in AC Rally. And this is not the type of scenario where you're going to be using the handbrake every few seconds like you might in a proper drift scenario. But just the same, it does give us a sense of, can we control the car using a handbrake? And there's a few things, this is a bit inside baseball, but there's a few things that us reviewers have a tough time reviewing. One of them is wheels, because wheels are like, they are round and they work or they don't, and the handbrake is similar. It works or it doesn't, and this one works. It feels great. I am running, as you can hopefully tell from the video, whoa, it is not the hydraulic setup. This is just your standard load cell setup, and yeah, it feels phenomenal. It is incredibly smooth and delivering exactly what you might want in a handbrake. And I am using the default elastomers. I don't feel a need to change, frankly. I don't have the desire or the ability, I don't know what, the preference, I guess, of any certain feel of handbrake. So the default, more than fine for me. It's got a good weight to it. It's heavy enough that you can certainly feel when you're applying it, but not so heavy that you have to work to apply it. So for me, it's perfect. And yeah, just feels really great. But again, handbrakes, quite a difficult thing to, oh, come on, Mike. Quite a difficult thing to review in-game. But all I can do really is tell you that it does feel nice. Ooh, a lot of rotation there. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a problem. And so even though my car control is disastrous, It is not the fault of the handbrake. And as you would expect, the handle nice and smooth in my hand. No issues with slipping or anything. It's very smooth, but just the same, it doesn't feel like my hand is going to slip off or anything like that. I can still do what I need to do with this handbrake. So yeah, very good. Alright, just a couple more corners here. I don't see the need to drag this out. You guys get it. It works. It's a handbrake. Whoa, that's a bit tight. And did I over-rotate again? Almost. Ah, not enough. Not enough. Got to give it a bit more handbrake there. And the calibration, I actually, for the Assetto Corsa Rally setup, I redid my calibration and made it a little bit shorter throw. And the reason being, I couldn't, I really had to yank on it. I put it to like the hardest I could pull it. And the problem was when I was lining up for the start of the stage, when I was testing this earlier, I had to pull it so hard just to get it to engage. So I decided, no, I'm going to shorten that. So I just redid that in calibration. Whoops. Forgot the handbrake there on that corner. And yeah, I managed to get things feeling nice. So zero issues, zero complaints with the performance. Lots of complaints about the driving, but zero complaints about the performance of this handbrake. It is really nice. And there's that extra rotation. Gave it a bit more pull that time. And then we got the car completely turned around on that corner. So yeah, nice. Really great feel. Again, I don't have the most refined palate when it comes to handbrakes, but for just an average rally driver, it feels really nice. Really, really nice. Far and away the best handbrake I've ever owned. I haven't owned a ton, but the SG Racing is the best I had coming into this, but this definitely outperforms my SG, and yeah, just great overall feel. All right, that's good enough. Let's get back to the table, and I will give final thoughts on the SIMAGIC TB-Neo. All right, one more. Let's see if we can get this fully rotated, and I rotated it the wrong way. Should have quit while I was ahead. All right, let's get back to the table. All right, so time now to give my final thoughts on the SIMAGIC TB-Neo handbrake. And normally this is where I do good, neutral, and bad. And this is one product that does one thing. I'm not gonna drag it out, make it anything unnecessarily long. Just kind of give my final thoughts here. Overall, I love it. This is my new favorite handbrake. This has finally displaced my SG combo handbrake that I've used for years. I just think the world of this, I really do. I love especially the fact that the elastomer stacks can be adjusted and extra elastomers come in the box, so you don't have to worry about is this going to feel right for me. You can make those adjustments right out of the box and get more from what SIMAGIC sends you on day one. I also love the customization and the fact that you can tilt the arm over and get an angle that's going to work for you. Those of you who drift might like a certain angle for your handbrake, and it's cool to have that. I didn't mention this before, but this knob actually comes off. It ships from the factory separate. The reason being is you can put your own handbrake knob. I might have said shifter knob there, I apologize. You can put your own handbrake knob on top of this. If your vibrating hydraulic handbrake wants to look more fast and furious-y, you can take this off and put some 8-ball or something like that up there to make it look extra cool. Also love the fact that there's connectivity options depending on whether you run SIMAGIC or a third party. And yeah, the upgrade path, you can just go over the top if you want, is all really cool. So no complaints about this one. Really love it. Is it the most exciting product on the market? Probably not. It's a handbrake, but SIMAGIC has really done a nice job with it. And at $139, I definitely think it bears consideration when you're shopping for a new handbrake. So I love it. It's going on the rig to stay. And yeah, I look forward to many years of use with this well-built product. Let me know in the comments, please, if you're somebody who uses a handbrake a lot, if you're a drifter or something like that. Are there any flaws that you spot that I did not? Please drop it in the comments. Or if you have any other thoughts on the SIMAGIC TB-Neo, please drop it in the comments below. Thank you so much to SIMAGIC for sending me this for review. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.